Welcome to the wonderful world of biology. The topic for the next several minutes will be circulatory systems, specifically those found in fish, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Let's begin. First, let's go over the basics of the circulatory system. There are three main parts. There's the muscular pump, which is the heart, the fluid, the blood, and a series of conduits, which just means blood vessels. Blood vessels are arteries, veins, and capillaries. Next, you should probably know the different types of circulatory systems. The first is the open circulatory system, which is when blood leaves the vessels and exits the body. Animals such as crayfish have an open circulatory system. Now, the second type of circulatory system is the closed circulatory system. Instead of the blood leaving the blood vessels, it remains within the blood vessels. Closed circulatory systems can be found in mollusks, that's squids and octopuses, as well as earthworms and vertebrates. So for now, we're just going to focus on the closed circulatory system, since all the types of animals we're going to be talking about today just happen to be vertebrates. However, each category has their own unique twist on the circulatory system. Alright, here's my last bit of vocabulary before we dive into technical differences between the four types of animals. A systemic circuit, quite simply, is when blood vessels carry the blood to and from systemic tissues. Systemic tissues are all tissues and organs other than the breathing organs. They take up oxygen from the blood and add carbon dioxide to the blood. It's a gas exchange. The breathing organ circuit is the blood vessels that carry blood to and from the breathing organs. This should be fairly easy to remember since the names are found in their definitions. Alright. So first up is the fish. Fish have a gill circuit, which is another name for their breathing organ circuit. The systemic circuit and gill circuit are connected in series. Think of an electrical circuit. The electricity starts in the battery, so in this case the heart, and then travels all the way around the circuit and back to the battery. And then the process starts again. It's the same idea with the circulatory system. A fish heart pumps the blood around the circuit like the battery does for the electricity. Once the blood has gone through the entire body, it returns to the heart to repeat the process. In fish, they have two chambers. So humans, they have four chambers. So that's one difference between the two. A series arrangement where it goes straight from the breathing organ circuit to the systemic tissues is very efficient. On to the mammals. Mammals and fish are similar in that they both have systemic and lung circuits connected in series, but mammals, there are strong differences between the two. Mammals have four-chambered heart, whereas the fish only have two chambers. The oxygen-rich blood comes from the lungs and enters the left atrium, then the blood flows into the left ventricle and is sent through the rest of the circulatory system. The right atrium then receives oxygen-depleted blood, which then flows into the right ventricle. As the blood flows through the body and through the heart, there are one-way valves, small muscular structures in the heart that contract to keep the blood flowing in one direction. And here's just another diagram of the mammal circulatory system, and you also notice that it says "and birds" up here. That's because mammals and birds have a very similar circulatory system, as we'll see soon. And we're on to the birds. So birds have a very similar circulatory system to mammals. Their systemic circuit and lung circuit are connected in series. They have a four-chambered heart that pumps twice, and the flow of oxygen-rich and oxygen-depleted blood through the heart is also the same. However, most birds have a higher metabolic rate than mammals, meaning their circulatory system is working a lot harder and faster to pump blood to different parts of the body. Our last category for today is reptiles. Reptiles are the oddballs of this tutorial because they do not have a circulatory system that guarantees series flow. This means that their systemic and lung circuits are not always connected in series. It doesn't go straight from the breathing circuit to the systemic circuit. They have a one-chambered heart rather than a four-chambered heart too, like mammals and birds. The one-chambered heart is composed of a single ventricle. This allows the oxygen-depleted and the oxygen-rich blood to mix. A mixture of blood is actually an advantage for some animals, like the turtles. When turtles dive underwater for long periods of time, they can stop circulating their blood to the lungs because they can use their oxygen-rich blood that they've sort of stored up. And as you can see, here's the heart, and they're able to have this oxygen depleted blood or oxygen poor blood, how it kind of mixes in with the oxygen rich blood. And this is the final review chart comparing all 4 categories of animals covered in this tutorial. Thanks for watching.